at one of the senior wide receivers, Marcus Johnson, when we come back. That's next on the Craig Bowl Football Show.
Yes.
Grass fields today, which are being cut behind us, with Marcus Johnson. We're going to talk a little bit about the wide receiver and what some things he looks for in the game, what's important to him. Marcus, obvious question. You come into this season, Alan Burrow graduated last year. Travis White is injured in two-a-days. How does that change your role on the team?
I have to step up and make a lot of big plays this year. I'm the only guy with a lot of game experience left in the receiving corps, so that just makes my job a little bit tougher than it was before.
Now, not only are you expected to step up on the field like you did in the Arkansas-Monticello game.
Pump fake now, throws it deep, has a man wide open. Marcus Johnson runs underneath it, hits it at the 10 to the 5. Touchdown, North Dakota State.
Not only are you a senior, but now you're basically the only senior at that position. What do you do to help the younger guys out?
Just talk to them and give them advice. You know, I played in a couple of games in my last 4 years, so I just give them a lot of tips on what I've seen in previous games and just be able to be that person that can encourage them. Sometimes they might not feel like they can go and talk to the coach about things, and they might need to go talk to the player about it.
Marcus, everybody knows about your track exploits. Very well accomplished in that segment of your life. Do you consider yourself a football player playing track, or tracks, or just playing football?
I think now that I've grown, I think I'm a little both. When I first came in, I was more of a track guy playing football. I actually didn't think I was going to get a lot of looks with football coming out of high school because I didn't have the greatest stats in the world, but now that I've played a couple of games, I consider myself a little both.
One thing in the NFL was receivers always, some swore by wearing gloves and some don't. So what's your take on that?
I think it's all up to the receiver and how comfortable you feel with gloves or without gloves. I've always worn them, so that's what I'm used to. But occasionally I'll come out and practice and catch a couple balls without gloves just to get the feel of the ball.
Touchdown, North Dakota State.
Hey, do you wear them for every game, or if it's hot, do you take them off? Or?
No, I usually wear them every game.
Marcus, let's step up to the line here. I play defensive line, so I don't know anything about DBs really. But I notice a lot of times, even on film, sometimes when the defensive back is back there, right before the snap, he comes running up to the line of scrimmage and goes like this. What does that mean to you? What's that all about?
Well, depending on what route we have on and their coverage, we may have to adjust our route. For instance, if they're playing cover 2, usually the corner is going to sit up 5 yards and he's going to have a safety behind him. So he's not going to move. So, for instance, I have a comeback route, which is a 15-yard route, and breaking back to the outside. I can't run it because the corner is going to be sitting at 5 yards and he'll be in the path of the ball. So we'll adjust our route based on how the corner is lined up.
When he comes running up there, you adjust your route already? The quarterback or nobody has to tell you anything? It's just automatically a different route?
It's automatically put in an offense.
Okay. When the defensive back comes up here like this, it seems to me he's going to try to really get a hit on you.
Mm-hmm.
So you either have to go one way or another, right?
Yep. So
how do you choose which way to go? Depending on what your route changed to?
Sometimes. This is really up to the wide receiver. We have many different releases that we work on. You can go inside and then come back outside, go outside, stay outside. There's a lot of moves that you can use at the wide receiver spot.
All right. Then you get on the line. The line will be the line of scrimmage. I'm going to come up and be the big, fat, 270-pound DB that's going to press you. You see what see what you got.
All right.
Okay, ready, set, So you kind of throw like little swim moves.
Yeah, we have swim and chop, swim and rip. And,
let's do that again. Let's do that again. So I come up here, the ball snaps, and I put my hands up. So you just try to knock the arms down, I get you by.
Yep. There's a hand-to-hand combat most of the time when you're out here playing. When they're trying to get their hands on, you got to be active with your hands.
Okay, do you think you can take me on a fly route?
I think I can.
Give me a look. I might come up and press you. All right. Trevor, you give us a snap count. Set, go! Craig, we had a lot of fun with that. Marcus is certainly a deep threat on the team, but you can't go deep every time. Do you use him as a decoy sometimes, or how else can you use him in your offensive repertoire?
Well, when defensive backs are playing off him, we throw a lot of short slant routes, and there's times that you saw early in the game that he broke that slant route, and sometimes a 5-yard route can turn into a 40-yard gain.
Well, that's it for the offense.